when we talk about access to talent, I think the boom of remote work in the pandemic has been a real leveler. If you're someone that lives in John O'Groats, but you're a programmer, you can now demand the same salary as someone down in London to work remotely. And I think that's only a good thing. If we think about, you mentioned in a knowledge-based economy where there is a war on talent, your company is your people. So listen to what your people want. If they don't want to have the ball and chain of the office, if they don't want to be married to that building and the commute, you should be able to trust them to do their work. Let's talk about the people who are trying to access work. So like the pandemic's been horrible for women. There's been lots of studies about women taking on the role of a primary caregiver, even when they're working full-time with their male partner in the house. AAI just recently finished a project about women returning to the workplace after a career break, and actually talking to the employers that were part of that project. They were much more responsive to flexible working hours halfway through the pandemic than they have been in previous iterations of that project. So in the competition for talent, remote work is really a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the data on women is horrific, and companies have really let themselves down here. And I think there's a real danger they let progress that has been happening over the last several years just recede and actually worsen. And I think that needs to be addressed very, very, very quickly, or we're in a very bad place. And they're trying. It's just they're not reacting quickly enough. And I think, yeah, I think remote work is one answer to that. I think, to your point, women have been obviously primary caregivers. They shoulder an unequal burden with respect to homeschooling, which we obviously all live through, and all those things. And I think empowering people with the flexibility to live the life they want while also still being able to work is incredibly important. And I think every organization should take responsibility for that. We need people to be able to access opportunity. And I think by prescribing 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, however many days in an office, makes that really difficult for certain groups of people. I'd also highlight the other point that you made, which is around John O'Groats. And I think for me, like the opposite point is interesting, which is if I live anywhere in the world, like maybe I want to live on the Isle of Skye. Maybe I want to live in John O'Groats. So it should be a massive boon for places like Scotland who have some of the most beautiful scenery in the world. And I think Scotland as a whole should be doing far more to attract great talent to our shores. We've seen it happen. There's a really interesting initiative in Tulsa in Oklahoma. They're literally paying people $10,000 to move to Tulsa, Oklahoma for a year. A couple of our sales guys moved over to Barbados for 12 months on a remote visa. And yeah, look, I've spoken to a lot of people in Scotland about this, and I think we're letting ourselves down. We more than anyone have huge benefits that people love about the country, and I think it's something we should be leveraging far more, to be quite honest.
Yeah, a bit of pressure there on the Scotland Can Do brand to help promote Scotland as the most entrepreneurial country in the world, because we do have that quality of living. We do have great innovation hubs here, and actually perhaps promoting that to the rest of the world is something we need to invest more time and money into.